Before the curse, Medusa was mortal and more beautiful than any goddess. Her hair shimmered like spun gold beneath the sun of ancient Greece, and her eyes carried the calm of untouched seas. She moved through the marble halls of Athena's temple like a living hymn, graceful, humble, and unaware that her beauty was already becoming a sin. For in Olympus, even the gods could envy a mortal. In those days, she was known as the Keeper of Light, a priestess chosen to serve Athena, goddess of wisdom and purity. Every morning she would rise before dawn, wash her hands in sacred water, and light the oil lamps that burned before the great statue of the goddess. Her prayers were gentle, her faith unbroken, and her heart belonged to no man. She believed the gods watched over her with kindness. She believed that devotion protected the pure. But innocence, in the eyes of the divine, was fragile as glass. Far across the horizon, Poseidon, lord of the sea, watched her. He was drawn not only to her beauty but to her light, a light that refused to bend even before the power of gods. When he rose from the ocean, the sky darkened and the wind tasted of salt. He came to her temple, his steps echoing across marble like waves against stone. Medusa felt the air change, the lamps flickered, the sea roared beyond the cliffs. She turned, and the god stood before her, his eyes as deep as the abyss. "Why do you tremble?" he asked softly. She bowed her head. "Because you are a god." Poseidon smiled. "And yet, even gods cannot look away from you." Medusa stepped back. "This is Athena's house. Leave." But the god of storms does not obey the words of mortals. Thunder rolled through the temple, and what followed that night was something no mortal could ever speak aloud. When dawn came, the world was silent, the waves had calmed, but the temple no longer felt holy. Medusa lay alone on the cold floor, her tears mixing with sea foam. And as the sun rose, Athena appeared. Her golden armor caught the light, her face cold as the marble around her. She saw the broken sanctum, the shattered offerings, and her fury burned brighter than the sun itself. "Who has done this?" she demanded. Medusa looked up, voice trembling. It was Poseidon. He silenced. Athena's voice cut through the air like a blade. Her pride had been wounded, and pride in the hearts of gods is a cruel master. She did not see an innocent. She saw an insult. She raised her hand, and the air thickened with divine rage. "Your beauty has brought ruin to my temple," Athena said. "Then let that beauty be your curse." The ground split. The candles went out. Medusa screamed as her golden hair twisted and hissed, turning into living serpents that slithered across her shoulders. Her soft eyes burned into amber fire. The warmth of her skin faded to marble. Her reflection shattered into pieces on the temple floor. From that day, whoever met her gaze turned to stone. Her name became a warning, a whisper spoken only in fear. She ran from the temple, from the world, from herself. Beyond the lands of men, she found a place untouched by gods, a vast jungle of serpents, where vines coiled like snakes, and sunlight filtered through leaves like liquid gold. There she built her refuge among ancient stones and silent rivers. The creatures of the jungle did not fear her. They bowed to her, their queen, their kin. The hiss of snakes replaced prayers, and loneliness replaced the sound of her own heart. At night, she would stand by the water, watching her reflection tremble across the surface, a face once adored, now feared by all. Sometimes she whispered Poseidon's name, but the sea never answered. Sometimes she prayed to Athena, but only silence replied. Years turned into centuries. Legends of her curse spread across kingdoms, of men turned to stone, of warriors lost to her gaze. Kings promised gold to anyone who could bring back her head. And so came the bravest of them all, Perseus, a mortal guided by Athena herself. Armed with a shield bright as the sun, he ventured deep into her jungle while she slept. Medusa's serpents stirred, sensing danger, but she did not wake. Perhaps she was tired of running, perhaps she was ready. Perseus crept closer, using the mirror of his shield to avoid her eyes. In one swift strike, silence, her body fell, but the earth itself trembled. From her blood rose Pegasus, the winged horse, and from her story rose the eternal truth that even gods can be cruel, and even monsters were once innocent. They say when the wind rustles through the forest, and the leaves whisper like snakes in the dark, it is Medusa's voice, soft, sorrowful, still alive. She no longer curses, she no longer weeps, she only watches. Hidden beyond time, remembering the girl she once was, the girl with golden hair, the girl who believed the gods would protect her, the girl whose only crime was being more beautiful than any goddess.